Hello and welcome to the ShedQuarters. Today I'm going to show you how I set up my field notes. This is book number 19 and I have been doing this for a little over a year. So first thing I do is I leave this page blank. I like how clean it looks. I don't like looking right at the writing when I first open it up. I like to wait for that. The second thing I set up is my to-dos. So these are random to-dos that I think about I need to do. If I need to go to Target, Marshalls, Lowe's, Home Depot, movies or books that I want to read. I'm doing a Bible study right now called Stranger Theology, and I'm just keeping track of which ones I've completed. Podcasts, books I've read, a series from my mentor, and then videos that I want to make. So I put those in here. And the trick on this is you put them down, write the titles at the very bottom, and when you make a little fold mark, don't write at the very top of it because you can't see it, but make a little fold mark so when you fold them up, they're out of the way and you have room to write. So if you notice, don't quite write at the top. I write kind of halfway down. That way I can see the top one. Obviously you can write wherever you want, but I usually start these about 3/4 of the way down, so I'm not having to pull the next one off. So that's what I put those in there. But let's look at my daily setup and what I do and what I track. So let's start here. And we're almost halfway through the book. I think I've got 2 or 3 pages to staple day. But yeah, so what I'll do is I'll take the old previous page and I'll make some marks so I know where I left off. And I call this the bento box style because everything kind of has a little place where it belongs, and I'll kind of go through that. Make my first line here. This is the title where I'll put the day and date. The next little box here is when I wake up, when I go to sleep. This box right here is usually reserved for some doodles. This box here is for date and time. So I always find it easier to pull than to push the pencil, so that's why I rotate this way. Like that. And I like to do just a slight little curve at the corners as best as possible. Sometimes I'm terrible. Oh, that's a really hard eraser. Let me switch here. Yeah, that's a better one. Hard erasers don't erase well. Okay. There. And then I go here like that. And that's why I like the grid lines. They're some of my favorite. And I usually go about there. Alright, so this is where I put the title, when I wake up, when I went to sleep, my location, weather. This will be breakfast, lunch, and dinner here. This will be maybe a quote or something I heard. And then this will be bullet points of what my day looked like. So, let me get my ink pad out here. And this is for tomorrow, so March 18th. And I wasn't paying attention, so I bought the European one, which puts the number before the month. It actually makes sense. Day, month, year. But that's okay. All right. Next thing I'll do is tomorrow's Wednesday. And I get my little stamps here. I like using these stamps. Hopefully I won't misspell this on camera, because I am not great at spelling. So far, so good. And last one. I mean, I could write the day on there. I just like using the stamps because they're fun. But let's look back on one that I've already completed. That's usually how I set it up for the day. If you look back, this is fun. This was my birthday, so I did it on there. Here I wrote down what I did for the day. I wrote that I ended up going to dinner at my dad's house. I had steak and potatoes. We watched some movies. Birthday, did a little present there. I smoked my pipe. St. Augustine was where I was. High of 71, low of 61. When I woke up at 6 a.m. that day. I went to bed at almost midnight. And then on here I wrote down, like, the name of the movie we watched was Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. I also wrote down in here, the day before, a gift to myself was to give up Twitter, or X. And I wrote down the dates of when I gave up Facebook and Instagram, because I wanted to end doom scrolling. And I became officially off social media completely. Unless you count YouTube. I don't know if that counts as social media. On this one, my wife actually gave me some presents the day before, so I cut out a little piece of the wrapping paper and put it there. I wrote down here that the gift I gave myself was to quit X. That was the last piece of social media. I'm now free. Wrote down, like, what I ate for that day. Wrote down a dream that I had that was really interesting. I wrote down that I want nothing to do with AI. So these are my books. Yep, that's how I do my setup. And I used to, like, want to do one of the bullet journals with all, like, the details and all that. But then I kept skipping days and forgetting stuff. So I find that if I just do one day at a time and just write down all the things that are interesting to me, I could probably go back later and do a bullet point. But yeah, so there's today and then tomorrow. And this will usually do, let's do it, 48 pages minus the first and the back page. So like 20 something pages. So it usually lasts me just under a month for each one of these little notebooks. Yep. Thanks for hanging out. Have a great day and see you next time.